Welcome back to the channel, my YouTube family. I miss making this episode. If it's your first time here on the channel, we shoot a lot of real estate videos here on the channel. So once in a while, we compare several real estate properties across Africa and mostly countries that I have been to. So in today's episode, we'll be comparing what $1 million would get you in Nairobi, Kenya, and what the same amount would get you in Lagos, Nigeria. Please note that the reason for making this video is not to talk less or more about any of these countries' real estate, but to help you see if you'll be getting your money's worth if you choose to buy real estate in any of these African countries, and also give you an insider view into the real estate market in Nairobi and Lagos. To compare and contrast constructively, I'll be using factors like location, architectural design, greenery and aesthetics, functionality and the use of space, and facilities that come with the home to judge this debate. And at the end of the video, the country's real estate with the highest point wins, of course, right? I've done a full video tour of both properties here on the channel, so check that out if you want to. Both properties are fitted and not furnished. They are both 5-bedroom, fully detached. The asking price for both properties is at $1 million. Now, that being said, we have an interesting video ahead of us. The first thing we're going to talk about is location. Now, in this category, we'll analyze how developed the surrounding community is, the location of the property, because real estate is all about location, right? And also how secured both properties are, and also the property proximity to the city center. Now, let's start with Lagos. The Lagos property is located in Arcadia Grove Estate, with estates like Pinnock Beach Estate and Osapa London as neighboring estates. Arcadia Grove Estate is really prestigious. It's a really prestigious estate with limited availability of land. The estate houses residents like the popular Afro-pop artist Timaya, and in about 15 minutes without traffic, you can arrive the central business district. All roads leading to and out of the estate are all tarred. Arcadia Grove Estate is strategically located because there's a regional road being constructed at the moment that would bypass traffic from the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. This would shoot up the property prices in this estate when that road project is completed. There are several schools, malls, market, and worship centers within a minute drive from the estate. While the Nairobi property is located in Karen. Karen is among the top 5 most expensive and luxurious estates in Kenya, known for housing Kenya's most beautiful homes for mostly high-income earners. African Traveler, my friend, told me that the former Prime Minister lives in this estate, right? All roads leading to and out of the estate are all tarred. The downside to the Nairobi estate Karen is the location. Karen is a suburb and it will take you about 30 minutes, which is about 15 kilometers to get to the central business district and other major landmarks in Nairobi. Most people like to build villas and retirement homes in Karen estate. So that being said, 1 point goes to Lagos and half point goes to Nairobi. So criteria number 2 is security. Now let's talk about how secured both neighborhoods are. I'm going to be saying this from experience, right? For Nairobi, Karen is super secured. As a matter of fact, you can't even fly a drone in most places within the estate. If you notice, I don't have a drone shot of this property because the estate is very security conscious. We tried to fly a drone only to find out that we had already been spotted and had to leave immediately. The estate has its own police and several patrol vans roaming around the neighborhood, mostly because of the caliber of people living here. While the Lagos property in Arcadia Grove Estate is one of the very few secured estates in the Lekki axis of Lagos, you will need to be granted permission to gain entrance, and upon entrance you are being monitored by security cameras. I was stopped by security when I got in here. They said I drove past a house that gave me access, right? So that's to show you how secured the estate is. Now, because it is really small, the estate security has eyes on every corner of the property, right? So 1 point goes to Nairobi and 1 point goes to Lagos for having awesome security. Now, the third criteria is architectural design. Now, going closer to the property, in this category we would compare how sleek the architectural design of these buildings are. I always say this, right? I'm not an architect, so I might not use the right words, but I'll say it as it is. So please pardon my ignorance in advance. Looking at the Lagos property, it is very upscale, and the developers did a great job with integrating gigantic floor-to-ceiling windows, allowing tons of natural light into the property. The property has a total of 7 balconies, and the biggest balconies I have seen in any Lagos property. The entertainment center sits on the side of the property. Now, if you know Lagos properties, you will testify that this pool is big. On the inside, you have a double volume living area, which is my favorite feature in this house. So comparing it to the Nairobi property, it is breathtaking. I personally would like to live here myself. The architectural design is very modern and not as flashy as the Lagos property. The developers had a lot of land areas to play with, so big that the maid quarter is detached from the house as well as the clubhouse. They have huge outdoor space, which is a feature most people will kill to have in their homes. Both the Lagos and Nairobi property did a great job with floor-to-ceiling windows, but I think the Nairobi home outperformed Lagos. Come on, look at this. Walk into the property and you'll be welcomed with a nice pathway with floating staircase and amazing views. Now, my overall opinion in terms of architectural design, Nairobi home has 1 point, and I guess everyone here would agree with me on this one. The fourth criteria is greenery and aesthetics. In this category, we would analyze how both developers allocated green areas all to the properties and how aesthetically appealing these homes are. I decided to add this category because it's often not talked about, or most developers don't understand the relevance of including green spaces for natural plants and trees in their development. Well, the excuse is always, oh, we're trying to manage space. But anyway, the Lagos property did a terrible job with allocating green areas around the property. The green places you're looking at is made with astroturf, which is artificial grass. But in terms of aesthetic, I would give it a pass. I like the vertical and horizontal metal detailing on the balconies. The building is painted white throughout, but I felt the developers would have contracted the color with a touch of gray maybe. The choice of color in the kitchen was a bit off for me. The lighting on the property at night is fantastic, and then the massive floor-to-ceiling glass detailing wrapped around the property just makes it aesthetically appealing. Now, comparing this to the Nairobi home, not much is to be said here. You have a lot of square meters of just pure natural green areas. At the entrance of the property, you have trees planted, and at the backyard, you have large portion of green areas. Even when you step into the property, at the corridor, you can spot green areas on the side as well. I'm more than impressed with how the developers prioritize green areas in this house, right? Now, in terms of aesthetic, the building is painted with shades of gray on the exterior, and the interior is painted with white. You have floor-to-ceiling glass detailing just like the Lagos property. There's a floating staircase wrapped with wooden detailing, and instead of tiles you have wooden floors, which adds even more aesthetics to the interior space. Something else I like is the wardrobes. They are synced into the wall, which is a great detailing that adds aesthetic to the interior, right? So overall, I think the Nairobi properties outperform the Lagos home in allocating green areas and general aesthetics. So 1 point goes to Nairobi. Now, the fifth criteria is the functionality and the use of space. In this category, we'll analyze how functional these properties are for everyday living, how both developers were able to maximize the space they had to build on. Starting with the Lagos property, the house is sitting on 700 square meters. Entering the property, you have a garage that can park 2 cars comfortably and an additional 2 if you squeeze it in. On the right hand side of the property, you have a pool and a sit-out area, and on the other side, you have a small pathway with the generator space at the extreme end. There are 2 entrances or exits from or in the property, which is really nice. Now, stepping into the house, you're welcomed by this massive living room that opens up into the dining and kitchen. I love the double volume living space. I know I've emphasized this more than enough. On the ground floor, you have the guest room, dining, kitchen, balcony, and a foyer. The first floor, you have a family lounge, a cinema, and 4 rooms. On the second floor, you have the primary bedroom, a private lounge for the master. You have a gym, 2 massive balconies, 1 for the master and 1 accessible by everyone which is nice. I really love that all the rooms have private balconies with views of the neighboring estates, right? Now, comparing this to that of Nairobi's home, the property is sitting on a little bit more than 700 square meters. Stepping into this property, you have 2 garages that can park 4 SUVs comfortably without disturbing the exterior space. On the right hand side, you have an entrance into the backyard that has a clubhouse, pool, enough sit-out area, 2 staff quarters. The property has 4 entrances and exits. Now, stepping into the house, you have a visitor's toilet, a guest room, and a gym. Even though I felt the gym would have been placed at the backyard or something, but oh well. This gym has an exit to the backyard. Now, this corridor leads you all the way into the main living area with views of the backyard. Going upstairs, you're welcomed by this corridor that has views of the exterior once again. Both on the right and the left hand side, you have 4 rooms and 2 balconies. The primary bedroom has a view of the backyard, which is really lovely. Now, overall, I think the rooms are smaller when compared to that of Lagos. Now, overall, once again, I understand that both countries have their own style of building. However, both properties have excellent space management, but the Nairobi home did a better job with functionality for everyday living. So 1 point to Nairobi and half point to that of Lagos. Let's talk about the features of the property. In this category, we'll analyze the facilities that come with the house if you decide to put aside $1 million to buy any of these properties. Now, starting with the Lagos home, it is a 2-story building. You have a bulletproof entrance door. You have 5 bedroom, 5.5 bathroom, 1 staff quarter. You have garage for 2 cars, a pool, a gym, 7 balconies. It comes with smart features. There's a dry and wet kitchen, 2 living rooms, a cinema, a walk-in closet for the primary bedroom, floor-to-ceiling glass detailing all around the building, and an overall upscale architecture. While the Nairobi's home comes with 2 garages, enough green areas all around the property. You have 2 staff quarters, a clubhouse, a bigger pool, and a larger backyard. You have 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a gym, TV room, dry and wet kitchen, a dining, fireplace, 2 balconies, smart feature, and an overall modern architecture. Now, in conclusion, both home comes with almost the same features with 1 or 2 things missing here and there. So I'll give 1 point to Nairobi and 1 point to Lagos. Now, the 6th criteria that we'll be talking about is appreciation value. Now, appreciation value is something to look out for, especially if you want to buy real estate in any of these countries for the sake of investment. I can't really say because I have no idea, but if you live in Lagos or Nairobi and you're fully aware of the real estate appreciation value in Ikeda Group Estate Lagos or Karen Estate Nairobi, comment below and I'll pin your comment so people that are interested can read through. Now, after looking at all the criteria and trying to justify the asking price of $1 million for both properties in Nairobi and Lagos, it's fair to say Nairobi's home in Karen Estate offers more for the asking price. But don't rush into conclusion yet. There are other factors to consider like appreciation value, which we didn't talk about as much. But something I know about the Lagos real estate market is it's really hot at the moment. Like, it appreciates like fire. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Now over to you. If you had $1 million to buy a property in Nairobi or Lagos, which of this property would you go for? Let's continue that conversation right in the comment section below. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And please, if this is your first time, my name is Steven. We make videos about real estate and travel. I would like you to join my family by subscribing to the channel. And please go ahead and like this video so it gets suggested in the algorithm as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you soon. Peace.